And again, here I am on YouTube, and I still haven't set up Twitch yet. So let's get back into that. Let's see. On a new tab, so I still have ChatGPT available. New window. Get that size right. Get this filling up the other space. What's that gap? Take a little break from the job hunt today. I have not streamed for a couple of days. I got called out for it because I've been dealing with billing issues with my therapy sessions and job hunting, like all just stressful stuff. And unfortunately, oh, okay, so this is back to chapter 2. Sweet. Yeah, I'm here to edit. Alright, done on that. Go back to the OBS. So yeah, it's been bad. Being charged for sessions that insurance was supposed to cover. The job hunt has just been awful. I'm to the point when it comes to looking for jobs that I've looped back around to jobs that I've already applied for and determined that they are just scam, or at the very least scammy. Yeah, so trying to get back into writing, because I'll be damned if the universe isn't trying to tell me this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like the luck I've been having, and the rejections that I've been getting, like it's ridiculous. People are calling me out of the blue to tell me I don't qualify for jobs I don't remember applying for. And it sucks. Slept well last night. I managed to get my 8 hours, and dreams, more very deep, detailed. Like I keep having these dreams that are so real. Like there's very little distinction between them and how reality actually feels. So let's try and get through this. Let's try and finish this. Someone was commenting that they couldn't see the bottom of my page, so maybe I should switch stuff just a little bit, if it'll let me. And this over here, and boom. Okay, so now I'm working on this side, and then these are my notes on this side. So if BookBuyer logs on, they should be happy, because they'll actually be able to see everything that I'm writing, even when I get down to the bottom of a page. Okay, so I have 11 scenes plotted out, each with about, I don't know, 5 beats, 4 or 5 beats for every scene. I don't want to get this done. The first book I mostly did while I was playing video games, leaning over my tablet, sitting on my love seat, because it's more comfortable than this chair. This chair is overpriced and not comfortable, and it does bad things to my butt. Sorry, looking at stocks, being all kinds of distracted. And of course, first thing in the morning, I'm thinking about everything else I could be doing instead of this. That would take me away from the creative juice. I need to milk this lemon. Take all that dream energy and put it into this story. So where am I at? Arista has just sung. Garrett cut her off because people were being affected by the song. They were swooning, they were leering, they were having reactions to the music of her melody. And now, after a stunned silence, everyone is rushing forward and congratulating her, or at least many people are. Hi, Lou. Please don't bother me right now. I love you, but it's not a good time. Eat your food. Give you your pill. You still got food in your bowl from last night. Go eat your food. Several ladies rushed to Orissa's side with breathless praise, while behind them their lords followed more slowly, sauntering close with lascivious leers, wearing smiles that mistook opportunity for reverence and lechery for gratitude. What do you want, Lou? What's up, baby? Do you need to go outside? Do you need to go potty again? Yep. 60% of the time, this happens every time. All right. Give me a second. Let me top off my coffee, put on my boots. I'll be back. I swear I want to get this done today. Yeah. And I'm looking at myself on OBS right now, you handsome bastard. And I want to be on Twitch. Boom. Boom. Hey, the known darks. Yo, what's up? Yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah. I wanted to get back to you. I really did. Wednesday we were supposed to chat and catch up again, and I got caught up with life, like just stuff happening. I'm really sorry about that. And then yesterday, more of just dealing with life, looking for a job and dealing with some billing issues and all that. It's not that I lost interest, but just given the fact that I failed to get back to you, I'm really wondering if I'm your guy, which sucks. It sounds like an awesome opportunity and a great opportunity to learn, but I don't feel like I'm reliable right now. I should really check out D&D from the other side first before I take such a lofty approach, I think. So that sucks. I would love to help you out with that. I would love to be a part of that campaign, but I'm a flake. If I can't keep a simple, consistent schedule, clearly I got to work on some other stuff. But if you're still around, I'll get back to you. I'm sorry I didn't get to this right away. Like I said, I had OBS open instead of being on Twitch right away. But I appreciate you stopping back and asking. Yeah. But I gotta get the dog out. She just beckoned for me. All right, Lou. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, darling. I'm so sorry. Hey, Mojo. Let me get you squared away. Oh, yeah, that was your face. That was your face. All right, darling. Come here. Come here. You're such a good dog. You're such a good girl. Give me a second. Yeah, put that on you. Throw the jacket on. Turn that off. Let me get you outside. Let me see. All right, Lou. Wait. All right, go. Good girl. Good girl. you go. Mischief. Hey, Missy. That's gonna be stuck in my song or stuck in my head all day today, dude. All day. Yes. Oh. Oh, joy. All right, yeah, we can try meeting up again, talking about it. I think I can make some time, maybe today. I don't know if I can actually promise that today with everything I got going on, but yeah. Yeah, we can try and cover that again later. When Man Rising is perfect, Man Rising comes after escalation. The first noble standing establishes threat, justifies character's intervention. You're not overdoing it. You're aiming the scene with consequences. Big picture reassurance because fatigue lies. You have romance. Court ball. Okay, yeah. Going over my notes for. And now Mojo's going to be a little asshole. Okay. All right. What's going on with you, Mojo? Oh, he probably means hey. That's... Dude, stop. No destructo bun. You just say, okay. Yes, I see you. I hear you. I get it, dude. You need fresh hay. You wouldn't mind some treats. I get it. Here, there you go. Here's hay. And I'll give you a treat while you're at it. Even though you don't deserve it. You never do. Oops. Here you go, my guy. Here you go, my guy. All right, Lula. All right, my Lula. My sweet baby, here. Sprinkle some treats on your food. Here you go. Some of the bladder stuff. I haven't gotten one line in yet. All right. So I just popped into ChatGPT. I just woke up. I'm starting a new day. I think I'll open that more. Just realized I haven't taken my pills yet today. I take cortisol blockers to keep my stress levels from getting high. I take vitamin D3 to help with happiness, and choline with inositol in order to help me maintain focus. Normally I take tryptophan, or not tryptophan, something else. I can't. Tyrosine in order to help with the dopamine production in my brain. There we go. Cortisol blockers for stress, D3 for happiness, choline for neuroplasticity, and then Yeah, I should really get back on the tyrosine. I just can't afford it too much. So let's see. Back to ChatGPT with my little I'm awake now. I'm starting a new day. Good morning. That's a solid place to wake up from. Honestly, your last scene ended on a clean emotional release, which is exactly where you want to pause. Before you dive back in, here's how I'd frame today's mental state so you don't fight yourself. This is how intimately I work with ChatGPT. It knows me too well, or maybe just enough. Where you left off and why it's good. You didn't lose the plot. The scene escalated, peaked, and released properly. You're now past the feast, past the song, past the spell. The court has reframed danger as spectacle, which sets up consequences beautifully. You're entering the what did this cost phase. That means today isn't about intensity, it's about aftershocks. Doing way too much right now, like I normally do. Best way to restart the engine this morning. Don't write prose first. Write one-sentence answers to these just to yourself. Who is in the room is most disturbed by what happened? Who is pretending they enjoyed it? Who now fears Arista? Who is quietly forming a plan? You don't need all four on the page, but knowing will make the next scene effortless. That's not a bad set of notes to write. Sweet, dude. Okay. Wow. So today could be potentially a good day for stocks. It looks like stuff is getting ready to do some upticks on a Friday. I don't know about crypto. So crypto's going through another short decline after a little bit of a rise, but there's some volatility in the market today. Yeah. Could be a good day to try to make some profit. All right. No, I was going to look up how much my tyrosine is going to cost, if I can afford that. Try and swing that. It's probably more important than getting beer, but I really want a beer. Okay. While that's loading, I can find my notebook. Yay. And answer these questions. Don't write the prose. Write one-sentence answers to these just to yourself. Who's in the room is most disturbed by what happened? Most disturbed by what happened. Most disturbed would be, and I know this because I actually planned all of this out in my outline already, but Belaine and Kayleen are the least affected, but most disturbed by the effect on everyone else. Elaine does not understand it. Kayleen thinks she understands. Too well. 2. Who is pretending they enjoyed it? The romantic ladies of the court enjoyed the swell of their own hearts Many older lords enjoyed the, say, strumming of their vigor. These are all lines I should be using in the story. Who now fears Arista. And that's the same as number 1. Kaleen and Belaine. And fear what Arista could do. Who's quietly forming a plan. Darth and other lords now desire her. Okay. Natural next beats. Pick one, not all. You have 3 very strong options. Any of these are correct. Private interruption. Someone breaks the applause with authority. Queen, Kaleen, or protocol itself. Intimate grounding. Garrett and Arista share a brief, quiet exchange that reframes what just happened emotionally or political consequence. A single sharp line or look signals this will not be forgotten. If you try to do all 3 at once, it'll feel muddy. Choose one. Energy management. You wrote a lot of dense sensory prose yesterday. Today, it wasn't yesterday. That was 2 days ago. Oh, wait. No, that was yesterday. I did do a little bit of writing. Not as much as I wanted to, but I have been writing every day. So if you've been keeping up with this, I have jumped ahead on the plot line a bit. I completely forgot. I have managed to write, just not as much as I had initially intended. Shorter sentences will feel better. Dialogue will carry more weight than description. Let silence do work. If you want, when you're ready, you can drop the very next paragraph you're thinking of, even if it's rough, and I'll help you to tune it so it launches the day cleanly instead of dragging you back into yesterday's exhaustion. You're in a good place. Take a breath, grab food, then let your story wake up with you. I should eat, but I want to try and see if I can get, I don't know, at least 500 words in before I actually eat anything. All right. A hush fell over the room. In that suspended moment, each noble, so meticulously groomed, so certain of their refinement, was confronted by the primal instinct that had surfaced within them. A thing they had buried beneath manners and silk, which had nearly torn apart the elegant fiction of who they believed themselves to be. And then the applause. As though collective self-recognition was intolerable in silence, hands came together at once. Praise poured forth in a roaring cascade, rebounding off the walls as the court rose to its feet, eager to drown the moment in a show of approval. Several ladies rushed to Arista's side with breathless praise, while behind them their lords followed more slowly, sauntering close with lascivious leers, wearing smiles that mistook opportunity for reverence and lechery for gratitude. Garrett stood with a warm smile and an arm tight around Arista's waist to receive them. I shouldn't correct this misspelling, but I will. She lifted her chin slightly in a proud, regal fashion, as if to scoop up each compliment and word of praise that fell at her feet. Lords behind them caught up and extended hands in mocked fealty. And Garrett reluctantly received the gestures of forcing loose his hold of Rista's waist. Smiled and nodded. Fighting hesitation as the gathering crowd swallowed them and slowly edged them apart. Half the tables still held guests who were too stupefied by the song to move still. With plenty slumped forward and sleeping with their heads upon their platters. fucking throng. Jealousy and duty kept her affixed to Galen's side as he slouched low in his seat, fighting slumber even as his eyes rolled back in his head. Giselle, however, had forced herself to the forefront of the flock and flushed and beamed as she clucked the loudest and held Rista's hands in her own. Is that really where I want to position Giselle? I mean, does that fit with where I have her planned later on in the story? I mean, it seems appropriate for now, but I have to work that out. Okay, I can figure that out later. Eyes bright with admiration and rekindled youthful romance. roving, appraising eye of all who passed him. Okay, that's a decent chunk. So 298 words. That's what I've written so far. Let's do a quick Control C. Oh, pop that in, and we're going to see how ChatGPT edits my stuff or reflects on it. Yes, this is still working and you're doing something important here. You're letting the aftermath be messy instead of neat. That's exactly right for what just happened. I'll break this into what's strong, where it wobbles, and how to tighten without losing texture. It's working very well. Arista's internal shift. This is excellent. She tensed for a moment, then she loosened in a proud repose, as though such admiration was not only expected but owed. This tells us she felt exposed, then chose dominance, and reclaimed control socially. That's character, not description. The crowd dynamics, the imagery of flock of hens clucking, edging them apart, sleeping bodies still slumped at tables, all this reinforces the song didn't end cleanly. The spell fractured the room into states. Its very effective atmosphere. Jocelyn and Giselle contrast. You're quietly reinforcing themes. Jocelyn, restraint plus jealousy plus duty. Giselle, indulgence, romance, projection. This is good secondary character economy. You're not wasting words. Where it wobbles and why. Sentence density is fighting you. That's a common issue for me. You're stacking a lot of action clauses into single sentences. I do that. That creates mild fatigue right after a climax where the reader wants breath. Example. The lords behind them caught up and extended hands in mock fealty that Garrett reluctantly received the gesture of forcing loose his hold of Arista's waist. This isn't wrong, you're just doing too much at once. Yep. This is an important moment. He slowly pushed through the crowd, moving all aside until he had crept up from behind. The intent is good, but the emotional threat isn't quite landing yet, rightly. Now he's just physically present, not psychologically invasive enough. Suggested light tightening, light touch, not a rewrite. Here's a polished version of one key paragraph to show how you might adjust pacing without losing voice. Garrett stood with a warm smile, an arm tightly around Arista's waist to receive them. She tensed at their approach as the flowery, flustered ladies rounded the table like a flock of hens. Then she straightened, loosening into a proud repose, as though such admiration was not only expected but owed. She lifted her chin and bowed slightly, regal and deliberate, gathering each compliment as if it were a tribute laid at her feet. Okay. I like that, so I will go ahead and Control C, copy paste that, go back to where that is. Garrett stood. Select that section. Just this far. Control V to paste that in. Boom. Mojo. Let's get rid of the Oxford comma at the end of expected. I don't like commas before the word but. The word but is a conjunction. Mojo. Chill, dude. Chill. Chill. Oh, fine. We're just going to have an attitude today. I was going to pet you and rub your ear, but okay. Okay. Be a bossy bunny. Notice same content, fewer clauses, more authority, and Arissa's posture. Okay. And then on Garth specifically, this line is good, but it wants a sharper end. Positioned his large body squarely between the two who were intended to be the center. You might consider something that signals intent, not just placement. For example, conceptually, blocking sight lines, breaking their shared space, claiming conversational gravity. Even one sensory cue, heat, smell, weight, shadow, would elevate the threat. Big picture answer to your unspoken question, am I losing control of the scene? No, you're actually doing the opposite. You're letting the scene refuse to resolve cleanly, which is exactly what this moment demands. What you're writing now is consequence energy, not plot energy, and that's why it feels strange but right. If you want, next we can sharpen Garth into a clear pressure point, or tune Arista's social dominance versus latent danger, or prep the Queen Kayleen response so it lands cold and surgical. Drop the next paragraph when you're ready. Alright. Let's try and get to at least, like I was aiming for at least 500 words before I ate. This is almost 300, so I need at least another 200. But I do like the bit about a shadow from Garth. Mojo! Stop! Stop digging at your blankets. What's going on with you right now, dude? Now you're running away because you know you're being naughty. Come here, Mo. Come here. Mojo. Come here. You rub your ear. I'll give you some quick pets so that doesn't calm me down. Just being naughty right now. You're just being naughty right now. I tell you what. Good girl. Alright. See if that doesn't help you. I just loosed the bunny for a little bit. Maybe if he's got some time to run around, he won't be so destructive in his cage for a bit. I'll give him a moment. Good chance I'll go right back to it, though. Alright. He slowly pushed through the crowd, moving all aside until he had crept up from behind and positioned his large body squarely between the two who were intended to be the center. Hi. Hello, my guy. He leered through his jowls. Why do I keep thinking this? He leered through his jowls. As he guffawed over the crowd. I like that imagery and cast. a towering shadow over Garrett. No, Mojo! Get out of there! You gotta stop, dude. His latest obsession is eating dog food. I gotta remember that. Just nibbling away. It's not for you, buddy. I know, you like the crunch, you like the texture, don't you? He deserves to be as naughty as he possibly can be. I suppose I could try changing where that's at. Get rid of that, and then take this sentence. And that way I got a break. Because, I mean, I don't want to be in edit mode, but he slowly pushed through the crowd, and then he leered through his jowls. Like, you don't want sentences that are starting with the same word unless you're going for something like poetic, unless you're intentionally having that kind of rhythm. He leered through his jowls as he could fall over the crowd and cast a towering shadow over Garrett. And then and, you want to watch your ands. It's so easy to add those conjunctions and have too many. So while we're here, over the crowd, comma works just fine, and then put that in a different tense. So he's casting a towering shadow over Garrett. And the word towering, that's a power word to use. Shadow over Garrett, that gives us nice imagery. So, and it implies that he's blocking Arista's light from Garrett and making himself the center of the crowd and the center of attention somehow. Ah, Mojo! Stop! Dude! Don't do that! Chewing on the trim of the balcony. Like, yeah, he's just in a mood this morning. I'm gonna grab more coffee and reward his bad behavior. That's what I'm gonna do. Mojo, you're just in a mood this morning. You're totally just, you got a vibe going. Yeah, you gotta burn off some energy there, bud, don't you? Are you mad? Are you mad that I put a new box in your enclosure? Does it smell weird? There you go. Take that. There's a Native American myth about in the beginning times when all the animals were figuring out this whole creation existence thing, and they were trying to figure out their jobs and their duties. Everything was finding a task, everything was finding a function. Beavers were building dams, wolves were learning how to hunt, bears were figuring out the whole hibernation thing, all of that. And rabbits would scamper around and mess everything up for everybody else by just getting into everything and being mischievous. And that is why, to this day, everything chases rabbits. And it is so true. It is so true. Sweet nautical fruitcake quibimp. All right, good to know. Good to know. Appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know where the best viewers are. All right, back to it. I've never heard singing like that. He leered through his jowls as he guffawed over the crowd, casting a towering shadow over Garrett. That sang a lot. Unto himself. Casting a towering shadow over Garrett, his eyes alighted at the attention he was able to draw unto himself. Another 126. There's a strong beat, and you're doing right to pause here. This is a pivot where social menace turns into political danger. You're almost there. It just needs tightening and a couple of clarifications. The power dynamic lands completely. I'll give you what's working, what's tripping you, a polished pass, minimal, faithful to your voice. What's working? Garth's presence. This is a good menace, casting a towering shadow over his brother. That's doing symbolic and physical work at once. Keep that. Garrett losing visual contact with Arista. Excellent instinct. Losing sight of her. Loss of control. Rising stakes. Sister Kayleen's interruption, perfect timing. This is exactly where she should act when Garrett is destabilized and the room is loud enough to cover a private command. What's tripping the passage? A few things momentarily. Pull the reader. Oh! Okay, Mojo, where are you? Mojo. Come here, Mojo. Mojo, where'd you go? You in the closet? Yeah, you are. Hi. What are you doing in there? Hi, buddy. Hi. Hello, Mojo. Hi, my guy. Alright, hey, dude. Hey, dude. Hi. Hey, Mojo Bunny. Hey, my Mojo dude. Yes, hello, Mischief. You too. You're here as well. And somehow I opened up Krita when I closed that. Let's go ahead and shut that. Let's see. Few moment pronoun confusion and verb slips. He alighted, his eyes alighted. Okay. Girthsome air apparent is evocative, but slightly comedic right now. Decide whether you want menace or grotesque humor in this moment. Mojo. Holy shit. What did you finally get into now? Hi. Mojo. Mojo Bunny. Hi, dude. Hi. You just got, yeah. You got the dickens in you this morning, don't you? Alright. Okay. Oh, I'm going to block the link. Awesome. Yeah. Alright. This is why I use ChatGPT to do quick edits. Like, it doesn't change anything. It helps me with spacing. So you see the difference in the paragraph that I got highlighted here now. And then hit Control V, boom, and it breaks up my lines for me. It doesn't change anything, but helps me to separate like where a dialogue line actually goes in, makes my sentences shorter, helps me with my comma placement and stuff like that. And then when I edit, I'm going to go through all of this again and make sure that I'm making it readable. And I read it all out loud as I edit so I can actually hear it, and then I stream it because reading it out loud just to myself feels ridiculous. Mojo, okay, so the cat is in the bunny's pen, and the bunny is where the cat normally hangs out outside the pen. Hi guys. You guys just switched positions? Is this one for you? Yeah? So a lot of people will let their cat and their rabbit play together. I gotta watch these two when they interact because cats play by hunting and they've got bacteria on their claws that can be lethal to a bunny, and to a bunny they've got bacteria on their skin that's lethal to a bunny. Like, they're ridiculously designed creatures. Mischief, don't do it. Stay out of this litter box. Mischief, no, no, no. Stop. Stop. Yeah, if you read the post, guys, my intro, I do writing and philosophy, and there are plenty of introductions. Interruptions, not introductions. I can do an introduction. Hi, Mischief. Come here. Ah, you did. Oh, and then you make it impossible to pick you up. Hi. Oh, fight me, kitty. Oh, and then run away. I got the brattiest animals, I swear. Alright. Yeah, the best behaved one is the lizard who's not even awake yet. Alright. Why this works better. Shorter sentences, sharper authority. Kayleen doesn't ask, she moves him. The room stays loud, but her presence feels surgical. Garrett is now physically separated from Arista and morally cornered. This is exactly the moment where the Queen will soon reassert control, or Kayleen will deliver a quiet warning, or Garrett will be forced to choose between love and damage control. If you want next, we can write Kayleen's first line of accusation, carefully double-edged, or choreograph how Arista notices Garrett being pulled away, or plant the first seed of you don't fully understand what you brought home. You're doing excellent work here. The scene earns its density. And that's why this is so exhausting, oh my god, this is so character dense. Like, who do I have in the scene right now overall? Like, who have I been writing in this chapter? I introduce 3 new characters in this chapter so far, in the 6,395 words that I have so far. So I've got Corvin, Kayleen, and Chef Pomeroy. Chef Pomeroy doesn't get any lines, but we get introduced to his personality through action. We're getting indications to Garrett's history. We've got Giselle, Jocelyn, Galen, Garth, Gregarious II, Elaine, Queen Gwendolyn. Lady Isolde has a line. Paraval the Doctor has a bit of interaction. Lord Halbrecht is mentioned. Like, this is so character dense. Yeah, Mischief. Yeah, I got Mischief and Mojo running around right now. It's just what the scene needs. Alright. Okay. like a child back in monastery. He obediently allowed himself to be pulled away while his heartstrings grew taut and anxious, further pulled from Arista. I really gotta set up a Patreon today, don't I? Glanced This is probably going to be out of place, or I'm going to have to move this later, but I Queen Gwendolyn. Rekindled to a flame. This is still working, very much so. You haven't lost control of the scene. You're tightening the noose. What you're feeling isn't bloat, it's pressure, and that's exactly what this moment should carry. That said, this paragraph is emotionally ripe, but can be sharpened so the tension cuts cleaner instead of diffusing. A few word choices and sentence rhythms are blunting the blade slightly. Here's a polished revision that stays faithful to your voice and intent, followed by why it works better. Refined pass. Like a chastened child returned to the monastery, he allowed himself to be pulled away, obedient despite the tight, anxious pull in his chest that worsened with every step taken further from Arista. Yeah. That's a bit much. That feels like a mouthful, but I will pop that in and probably refine that on my edit pass. He glanced back. Garth and the other lords were already closing ranks around her. One meaty paw, his brother's, slid possessively to the small of her back. Garrett tried to wrench himself free, but Sister Kayleen's grip only tightened, yanking him nearly off his feet as if to remind him where authority truly lay. Queen Gwendolyn, meanwhile, and King Gregarious, meanwhile, were lost to the world, trading glances like young lovers, the ancient spark between them rekindling into flame. Why this lands harder. Like a chastened child returned to the monastery. This is excellent character work. I kept it, but trimmed the phrasing so it doesn't meander before the emotional punch lands. Glance back is isolated, breaking it into he glanced back, forces the reader to do the same. That cinematic instinct, and you used it well. Garth's hand is now unmistakably threatening. Encompass was doing polite work for a very ugly act. Slid possessively makes it clear this is claiming, not incidental contact. Kayleen's authority becomes physical. She doesn't just restrain him, she reminds him who shaped him. The monastery echo is doing double duty now, spiritual authority, psychological conditioning. It's very on theme for your work. The king and queen contrast sharply. Their rekindled intimacy juxtaposed against Garrett's rising panic is exactly the kind of tonal counterpoint that makes this scene rich instead of cluttered. You're not bloating this chapter, you are escalating stakes, isolating the protagonist, revealing power structures, letting desire curdle into danger. This is romance turning predatory, and you're handling it with control. If you want, next we can script Kayleen's first quiet warning, cut back to Arista's perspective, noticing the circle tightening. We never do that. We always keep our perspective on Garrett. I do that a lot, where I choose one rather earthy. If I'm being blunt, I use earthy characters as my point of view, as my focal point. People who need to learn. And I make the lofty, magical creature, the ancient entity, what they perceive. So we never show her perspective. We always show Garrett's. Our engineer, the Queen's eventual snap back to control, but for now, yes, it's old, yes, it flows, yes, this is working. Because ChatGPT knows it has to reassure me. Oh, have I had enough coffee yet? Probably not. Probably not. 6,506 words. All right. Again, this was supposed to be 4,000 words tops. I did not know what I was doing coming into this. Where am I? Scene 6. Collapse and accusation, the cost of magic. Men start finding excuses to wander over to Arista. Garth wedges himself between Garrett and Arista, as well as crowding out other men. Boom. Sister Kayleen pulls Garrett aside before he can interrupt Garth. Garth helps himself to Garrett's seat and leans over Arista, who recoils at the sight of him, but I have them standing. Garth's wife reading her novel to distract from her husband's behavior. Ooh. I might want to skip that altogether. Hi, Mo. I was just wondering what you were up to. Hi, dude. Giselle and the other ladies. Subtly edged out. Arista cast a wary glance to Garrett, who Hey, buddy, you need attention now? Yeah? Okay. You've had enough mischief and menace, and now you gotta come over to Daddy and bump me and get your pets. Yeah. Hi, dude. Hi, dude. To a quiet corner of a hall. Sister Kayleen turned with sharp, accusing eyes. Do you know what you have brought back with you? I can assure you she is... Don't chew on my books. She's not what she seems to be. Hi, buddy. Hi. Is it Pet the Bunny time? It's Pet the Bunny time, isn't it? Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, my fuzzy little man. Yes. Hello. Hello. I wish you would just let me pick you up and hold you. Yeah. That'd be the better way of doing this. Put you in my lap. Let you just cuddle with me while I type. You guys do not cuddle well. I think Lulabelle's the best cuddler, and even she's got her limits. Rizzy likes to just rove around until he's exhausted, and then I can get some cuddling out of him. But he's spiky. You're super soft and velvety, but you hate to be held. Mischief is silky and soft, but will fight me and claw me and scratch me and scar me if I try to hold her too long, or even at all. Yeah, you guys are not cuddly. Yes. Keep petting you or he'll bite my ankle. Yeah. Yeah. So right now he's in a state where I can pet his head, and if I stop, I get subtle little nibbles on the ankle, and if I ignore those subtle little nibbles, he will chomp and then run away. Yeah, we need that bunny bonding time right now, huh? Definitely having a mojo morning. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Here's my good boy. Here's my good boy. And for all your oh, I don't want to call it mischief because that's what we call the cat, but after all your what? Chaos. Just pure chaos this morning. I mean, it is mischief and mayhem. Yeah, the mayhem is what I want to call my next cat. Yeah, my dude. Mojo. Hi. Hi, dude. Hi. We are just firmly in mischief mode today, aren't we? Yeah. Hey, buddy. Mojo, buddy. Can I put you back in your cage? No, no, no. No, no, no. Mojo, come here. Come here, dude. Come on, Mo. Come on. Mojo. Yeah, good boy. Come on, back in your cage. Good boy. Good boy. I think we've had enough fun and chaos today. You should get the dog treats or exactly what they choose. Confusing. Let's see. Skin and coat. Yeah, this will make you even softer. Here you go, dude. Here's a biscuit. I'm gonna lock you up. Oh, jeez. My dude. My dude. Okay. Let's let the dog out. Lizard is still waking up. Hi, my baby. Hi, my baby. Meow. Litter box opened up. Meow. Hi. Grab the last of my coffee real quick. Yeah, dude, you've had enough time out. There's a good hour of you running around making anarchy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. I gotta get through this today. That's the plan. Today. But I am about to take a break. Yeah, I am about to take a break. Let's just see where I'm at. Still just scene 6. I've done scene 6 in this session so far. Yeah, we're in 7. 7 will be fun. Gonna call me out on this. Baleful daggers. How did I misspell sternness? Oh, it's got 2 N's. Okay. Seeing the sternness in her eyes intensify into baleful daggers. I know I'm gonna have to adjust all the tight grips and mention of her hand. I mentioned hands so much in this scene. It's making me very aware of hands, hand gestures, hand placement, all of this. I'm using hands a lot in this chapter so far. That's really gonna be something I'm gonna want to go through and revise and adjust and make sure that it's not too repetitive. But this whole chapter is very handsy, including the next beat that I'm getting to. He breathed a sigh of relief and placed his palm over her tight grip on his elbow. To reassure and loosen it. So that's 379 words that I just did. Let's pop that into the ChatGPT, see what I get back as a verdict. Boom, boom. It's an hour and 46 on this stream. Sorry for all the animal interruptions, but Mojo is in rare form today, and now that he's had his run around and his pets and his anarchy and mischief and all of this, he's quietly munching on his hay like he should have been the whole time. Just freaking bunnies. This is very strong. You've hit the exact tonal shift you need from erotic unease, theological suspicion to outright violation. The slap lands because you earned it. What you're feeling now shouldn't be, is this working? It should be, how sharp do I want the knife? The scene is already structurally sound. What it benefits from is tightening language so nothing diffuses the shock. Below is a light polish, not a rewrite. I've preserved your voice, cadence, and intent, just clarified a few beats and corrected small friction points so the moment snaps cleanly. Polish pass, minimal intervention. Giselle and the other ladies were gradually edged aside, and Arista cast a wary glance toward Garrett as he was pulled away to a quiet corner of the hall. Sister Kayleen turned on him with sharp, accusing eyes. Do you know what you have brought back with you? I do, Sister Kayleen. Garrett replied, a flush of panic rising to his cheeks. He tried again to pull free. Again, she tightened her grip. I do not think you do, she said bluntly. There is a stench of magic upon her. A cloud that hangs like a magenta mist, an illusion, I suspect, meant to hide her true form, and the singing. She paused, her gaze flicking back to the crowd closing in around Arista. That was no ordinary enchantment. The tonal structure, the syllabic rhythm, ancient, unworldly. I suspect she is Ratham, or at least of that line. It is the only explanation I can offer for that hair of hers. Her grip tightened. You must be wary, Garrett. The whole kingdom may be at risk. Garrett laughed, a tight, nervous sound he could not suppress. Relief bubbled up despite himself. You should have known he could hide nothing from the old elfling who had not aged a day since his childhood. That she had come so close to the truth and yet missed it entirely felt like a blessing. Seeing the severity in her eyes deepen into baleful accusation, he exhaled and laid his palm gently over her grip, a calming gesture meant to loosen it. Sister, you are right about the magic, he said carefully, but wrong about its origin. I can explain. A sharp crack of flesh against flesh cut through the hall. That's better. A collective gasp followed, rippling outward, as if the blow had struck everyone at once. Garrett spun. Arista stood with her arms still crossed over her body. Garth faced away from her, his head turned sharply to the side, a bold red mark already blooming across his cheek. The hand that had rested at her hip fell limply to his side, as though all strength and all entitlement had drained from it at once. Okay. Why this works and why the slap must happen here. So we hit that. Control-C. Boom. Copy, paste that in. Because that works. It breaks it up. With word count, 6,867 words so far. I might get a good 3 chapters out of this. Why this works and why the slap must happen here. Kayleen is not wrong, and that's important. She's perceptive. She's dangerous. And she's still operating from doctrine, not truth. That makes her more frightening than someone simply mistaken. Garrett's laugh is perfect. The nervous release humanizes him, reinforces how close the truth is, sets up the slap as emotional whiplash. You handle that beautifully. The slap lands because it interrupts explanation. This is key. You didn't allow exposition to resolve tension. You detonated it. That's good storytelling. Garth's loss of control is immediate. The deadened hand is an excellent detail. It shows shock, humiliation, loss of dominance without saying any of those words. Structurally, you're exactly where you should be. From here, you're poised for accusation, moral panic, justification, and escalation. You've completed Scene 7 cleanly and naturally, rolling into Scene 8 and 9. Yeah, that actually brought me very well. Yeah, I'm into Scene 7. I still need to transition out of Scene 7, but that got me into Scene 7. You're not behind, you're not bloated, you're writing dense, consequential scenes, which is harder, slower, and better. If you want next, we can script the room's reaction beat by beat, choose who speaks first after the slap, this matters a lot, or trim to 5 to 10% without losing weight. But as it stands, the chapter is doing exactly what it needs to do. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, I need to take a break. Less for myself, more for my animals. I haven't walked the dog properly yet. I've just taken her outside so she could relieve herself when she absolutely had to. So, Lulu, no. And now she's got energy she needs to burn off as well, just like the bunny did by running around causing chaos. Chill, Lulu, chill. Sit. Sit. Lulu, sit. Sit, Lulu, sit. Good dog. All right. So, yeah. I'm about to take a break, put on pants, and walk the dog. And hopefully I'll be back like 10:30 at the latest. Maybe I should eat breakfast, even though I'm well past the point when I should have had breakfast by now. And get back to it, because I gotta finish this chapter. I'm at 6,867 words. I imagine I might easily hit 1,200 on this chapter, which means it will be the length of 3 chapters at maximum word count that I had intended. So this one chapter is easily turning into 3 separate chapters, which is fine. It just means that there's a very good chance I'm writing a novel and not a novella, which will make it a little harder to sell. It means when it gets online, the price point is going to be higher. And that's fine, because I have a novella as the opening, so I will be able to sell this early. Yeah, I'll be able to use that as an intro, or maybe this will sell and people will go back and buy the novella on impulse. But yeah, this is dense, and I'm kind of looking forward to the edit, but I feel like that's going to be a lot of heavy lifting as well. But yeah, 17 pages so far. So, take a break, put on pants, walk the dog, eat something, and then, yeah, I don't know, maybe 11, I'll get back on this. Take the dog for a walk, make breakfast, and maybe get in a workout. I'm trying to buff up, build up my actual muscles and not just my mental muscles on this stuff. When we get back, wrap up scene 7. Yeah, Garth touches her again. Arista insults him, slaps him hard, and stands with hand raises to beat him. So this next is Arista going into a tirade where she not only slaps the crown prince, but is going to insult him and tear him a new one, which he just laughs off, because, you know, Garth can never lose control of the situation, can never take anything too seriously. Yeah. So, peace out. I'll be back as soon as I can. Farewell Twitch, farewell Kick, and